And the next verses goes like this. Abstaining from mentioning the faults of Bodhisattvas. Giving up. Criticize. Or like a kind of others' faults. To talking, thinking about that is not really Bodhisattva's path, Bodhisattva's practice. If we talk about others' faults, it is against the Bodhisattva's path. And therefore we need to abandon about the mention the faults of the Bodhisattvas. And also it is goes like this. If due to the disturbing emotions, absolutely our own disturbing emotion, or concerning some benefit our own things, disturbing emotions, we reveal the faults of others, of other Bodhisattvas, it is only ourselves who will degenerate us. And reality is like degenerating ourselves. And when we are talking about other Bodhisattvas' faults, and this is a fact, this is like not truth, this is like a kind of it's not like this. Then is what is like, my doing, I'm correct. You know, it's like sometimes in our societies, in human societies, someone all the time criticizes. There's nothing almost good things. It's all the time bad. And then if you come close and you say, who is good? I don't need to say that, but I'm doing like this. This is good. You know, it's like kind of direct to say or indirect to say. And also in the Buddhist societies, there are a lot of this kind of, you don't go to these centers, don't go to there, because this kind of activity, that kind of activities, this kind of lineages, this kind of systems, this kind of... And generally in the Bodhisattva's practice, they never do like this. They never talk about others' faults. Who is the fault? Who is real? It is like, it's difficult to say. Here is like sometimes disturbing emotions. Disturbing emotions we can't to get, and then we are criticized. That is not very good. That is the most important two things. And it is like this. It's, for example, like we can to say it's like our own interest things, and it's we cannot to get, and then it's like a kind of to say the bad things to the others. For example, sometimes when you practice together, study together, reflecting together on the Dharma. You know, sometimes in the Sangha side, someone's practicing very well, meditating, and then you want to go better than this person. He's or she meditating, but maybe it's not correct, and maybe this is, or maybe he or she has like this, then he or she studying like this, but not very profound, a little stupid. I understand it better than this person's. My meditations, my like kind of studies, everything is better than the others. And that is the big kind of, because it's like, then people say, you are so good. Yes, I told you I am good. And to say it's like, yeah, I'm all the time saying you're good. Now you recognize I'm so happy, I'm so good, enlightenment. And this kind, but reality, and sometimes behind the people's, many people's laughing, you know. Some in our societies is like someone's, okay, I included myself. They all the time pray themselves. I'm very arrogantly, proudly, and it's some people's flattery to come to front and say, you are so good. Yes, I'm doing very well. I'm managers. Yeah, people say good to me, I'm good. Then it's behind it's like, do you understand this one? I Don't look at me. See, you know, there's a different laugh. You say the ha 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 ha. It's a really laugh. Immediate. It's teasing laugh. It's not very good. Do you understand? It sounds. This is like we call the teasing laugh, and it's like someone is to say, yeah, good, and then this person, yeah, you are good. Behind is. And like this is like we do not understand the characters. I have many myself this kind of shame things. Later I understand it's the too late, but okay, next time I want to do more careful. Like something because it's like I'm think is superiors, I'm think is like this, and then it's criticized to the others, or they for them as almost I'm become enlightenment, and something this is like in the Bodhisattva's way. Others' faults is never ever to talk about. If we talk like this and others' faults, it's making degenerate of ourselves, and not to mention to the faults of anyone's others who has entered to the Mahayana. Is the Bodhisattva's practice. That is the completely to the Mahayana, compassionate. It is never criticized. If you have chance, really, if your families, if you really to criticize, to whine, it's like a kind of compassionate, go direct to front to the like kind of face to face. Don't do like this. This is your mistake. If you do like this, and then it's like not very good. And I don't want to tell anybody, I don't want to say anything, but if you do like this, it is mistake, it is not good. It is white. Maybe this person is angry first time, but if you don't to broadcast to the others, maybe this person is later appreciate, because it's like you don't say to the others. For example, in France, you don't say that these others are false. And to go to the others, you blah, 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 talking. This is the very bad. And then this person to hear about what you say and the behind unpleasant things false. And then later more disturbing emotions. This person saying like this and that. And sometimes it's like Bodhisattva's criticism to the others direct. For example, some teachers, most like superior our teachers, sometimes they criticize direct to the student to say you have this kind of force, that kind of force, and of course behind teachers to talk about, it's like this is not very good. But for example, sometimes I want to say it's like it's a big kind of confession things, and sometimes it's like when I talk to another student, a little say, look this, and then I take example, some say a little bit kind of, and I was very much to shame me. Teachers never ever cannot to say that in the front of each others. They need to say, you have this kind of faults, this kind of the mistakes. You should to change. You change or not change. If you doesn't change, and then it's the teacher, students. It's better to don't follow or don't accept it. For example, our spiritual teachers need to correct to student. And also it's like student need there's a changing process. Why we are follow the spiritual teachers, and we are trusting, we have faith, we are really rely on. Then spiritual friends need to dig out our secret defects. If secret defects doesn't to dig out, and then all the time teachers are nice serve to me the tea, coffee, nice croissant, or a lot of donations, you are great. There's which kind of development this student, and maybe 100,000 times follow these teachers, maybe student, there's nothing kind of positive development. It's a good and the best, excellent, supreme teachers. It doesn't matter you are service, not service. If you are fortunate, you have a good connection, then these teachers direct to dig out our secret defect. We also appreciate, thanks. I'm following this and that kind of supreme teachers. these teachers to dig out my secret defects, and now I changing positive. Okay, maybe there is inner science. For example, when we study, sometimes look at the outside, more peace, more kind, more gentle. That is the one science of the studies. Inner realization, the science is like someone's more meditating, understand Dharma, more decrease the disturbing emotion. Maybe before this person's very aggressive, very jealousy, very much proud of it. But when you meditate, more understand the Dharma, more lesser desire, more anger, more compassion, more like kind of helpful, more aggressive, not more aggressive. More aggressive. Sorry to it's maybe this is my process, okay, not yours. And like then it's like people to say, look, then it's really appreciate it very much. For example, when I enter into the monasteries, the beginnings monks is quite wild. And some monks is to listen to the elders monks and meet like that. Then they changing and they like studies. That's old monks is also very much love to them. They give present, they pray to say. When you enter into the universities and like they changing really extreme, they changing outer, inner, everything. Of course, then slowly to recognize it. Sometimes we say, I would to say, or maybe I'm a reincarnation, this and that. I'm not sure. I myself is like someone's superior reincarnation. Maybe it comes from the, Dushitas. But maybe some is reincarnation is come from the hell, okay? It is absolutely, maybe is the some is both. Both is like you can to make the equals. Maybe, for example, first time is like whoever climb mud into the Tushita, that one also come from the hell, from the hell and hunger goes and animal, humans, then they go to the Tushitas, become the Buddhas. It doesn't matter if, for example, it's the beginning something make mistake, maybe fake, maybe it's something, but if you change, and at that moment, this changing process, you can make the supreme. You can to be the enlightenment Buddha. And maybe before in the beginning you have such a big title and big kind of saying that this and that is immanent, but maybe we don't know. And it looks like sometimes worse and worse. We don't know like this kind of happened. And it's a beginning if we can to have something mistake, stupid, doing a lot of things, to examine ourselves, do not criticize to others, to look at our own faults and never ever look at the others' faults. Then there's a changing possibility. It doesn't matter you are man or woman and you are evil or like something kind of, you are there's a process of the enlightenment. That is the I believe very much. But we never ever examine our own these faults. To all the times talking the others' faults, I also just believe that never ever become the good and kind of human beings. This is the obvious. Therefore, when we follow it's like teachers, we need to correct our own faults, our own behaviors, our own characteristics, become more compassionate. That is the enter of the Mahayana's Bodhisattva practice, extraordinary. Now tea and coffee is waiting for us.